Well, I mentioned that on the new album, Shine Right Through the Dark, there's a lot of songs about heroes. I've got a song about towns, I've got a song about Martin Luther King, and I've got a song about Susy Klann. Only a few of you maybe know who that is. That is my Aunt Sue, who passed away a couple years ago. And I always loved her. I think she, as a barmaid, worked just about every bar up and down Warren Avenue on the west side Warren Avenue. And one of the things I always loved her because I think she was the first woman I ever heard swear. Aunt Susie didn't hold back, that's for sure. And I also remember that when you came to her house, she would empty her cupboards and her refrigerator till every last person could not eat another bite. And this is a woman who mostly existed on barmaid wages. And then it was at her funeral a couple of years ago where this parade of people, these kind of downtrodden, beaten up people who, the people who live around where I grew up in Detroit, one by one they stood up at the funeral and they told stories about how when no one else would take them in, my Aunt Sue was always there for them. I mean, story after story after story, till finally I decided, as a recovering Catholic, I think I looked in the manual, I'm allowed to appoint one saint, and I decided that my Aunt Susie was the saint of Warren Avenue, and that's the way the record starts. So this is for you, Aunt Sue. Saint of Warren Avenue slings the drinks and tends the grill. Her specialty was broken hearts, shattered dreams, and busted wills. She swore just like a sailor on a drunken one-day pass. She spoke the language of a street that's paved with broken glass. The Saint of Warren Avenue raised a family with no dad. Her ways were wild and dangerous, just a Catholic girl gone bad. You could map the tough life in the deep lines of her face. You could feel the harder love intense in her embrace. Sometimes saints are sinners, sometimes saints are pure. At best a clear reflection of the broken souls they cure. She could work her wonder in the shadows of a life. She could find the miracle in common human strife. Saint of Warren Avenue, she took sick and went away. Hundreds mourned her passing at the funeral home that day. One by one, each one stood up and told their story there, of the woman who accepted them when their lives were in despair. One told how he showed up late, abandoned and alone. She took him in for all those years, she opened up her home. The same was true for animals found hungry at her door. She spent her barmaid wages on the helpless and the poor. Sometimes saints are sinners, sometimes saints are pure. At best a clear reflection of the broken souls they cure. She could work her wonders in the shadows of a life. She could find the miracle in common human strife. How about your hands, people?